Hello, Let's Talk Sport viewers on YouTube. You are here with myself, Conor Porter, and Joe Stanley for the Liverpool versus Everton Merseyside Derby in the Premier League preview coming up this weekend on Sunday, part of the Derby Day, which also includes the Manchester Derby between United and City. So make sure you check out that preview video as well. But here today we'll be talking about the Merseyside Derby with our resident Liverpool fan, Mr. Joe Stanley here. First time encounter between these two sides. It finished 1-1, and in the FA Cup, it went 2-1 into Liverpool's way, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, asking the Liverpool fan what the result was in the game. So this time around, though, there is a big game in between, or two big games in between this Merseyside derby for Liverpool, and that is, of course, the Champions League games as well. So obviously we don't know what has happened in those games because we are recording this prior to that. So with that in mind, Joe, do you think Liverpool perhaps would field a weakened side for this Merseyside derby in order to make sure that they could perhaps qualify in the Champions League? Or do you think pride's still at stake and they need to field a strongest side as possible, especially with perhaps even second still being online in the Premier League?
Oh, I think Jurgen will play a fairly strong side. We played a weakened side in the first derby at Anfield and we ended up coming out with a 1-1 draw thanks to a dodgy late pen that Rooney did what Rooney does and put it away. But I think Liverpool will play. Pride's at stake. We're still in contention for the top four. We still haven't sealed that place yet. The Tottenham result last weekend against Chelsea helped Liverpool gain the gap, because it's a 10-point gap on Chelsea now with them having a game in hand. But Liverpool need to get the result, and there's pride at stake. We can't be losing to Everton, because then you've got to wait till next season to get our revenge.
Yeah, when was the last time Liverpool won against Everton? Did they win against them last season? Because obviously the last one was a draw in the league, shall I say? Because of course they had that FA Cup win. But in the league, has it been quite some time since Liverpool got a decent result against Everton, especially maybe even at Anfield?
Liverpool won both derby games last season against Everton. They won 1-0 away at Goodison Park just before Christmas with a Sadio Mane goal in the 95th minute. Yeah. And then they won 3-1 at Anfield in the April. Right. But this season, obviously, we had the 1-0 draw. The not particularly great performance in the snow at Christmas. And then, obviously, after Christmas, the FA Cup, we had Van Dijk scoring the winner late on in the debut. Oh, yes, yeah. I remember that goal very fondly as well. So Everton, of course, coming into this game after a 3-1 embarrassing loss, really, against City at home at Goodison Park. 3 goals inside the first half. Not really what you would expect from a Sam Allardyce side since he's taken over. He's done pretty well for them, turning them around from a side that looked like it could be on the brink of relegation from the Premier League to now a mid-table side comfortably sitting in 9th in the Premier League, 3 points ahead of Bournemouth in 10th. But, still European places still on the line for Everton. Perhaps they could sneak in there, especially if, one of the likes of Chelsea or Tottenham ends up winning the FA Cup or even United. European spot could come into play for them. So still a good 3 points against Liverpool in this game would be decent for them as well. So do you think they got a fair chance in this game? As a neutral, shall we say, because obviously you're going to Liverpool bias right here. As a neutral, do you think Everton, got the quality in their squad to put a fair contest against Liverpool at Anfield this weekend? Well, in both the derbies so far this season, they've been very robust in the midfield. They've been very hard to break down at times. I think they'll make us have a game of it, but I do think Liverpool will have too much for Everton. With them struggling in recent games against City last week, the tired legs come to play. I do think Everton. Do I think they'll get in the Champions League, Europa League? No. But I think they've got a chance. I know a lot of Evertonians that I know aren't happy with Sam Allardyce. So whether that will come against Everton on Saturday, I don't know. But I do think it'll be a very tough game. But I do think Everton will struggle against Liverpool.
Okay, yeah. Certainly it's going to be a must-win fixture for them to try and get into Europa League this season. And a good result against Liverpool will certainly give them the right momentum moving forward as we enter the latter stages of the Premier League season. So, Joe, scoreline prediction. I'm going to guess that you're going to go for a Liverpool win, but what do you think the scoreline's going to be?
I reckon it'll be 3-1 to Liverpool.